Europa League Manchester United vs Bodo/Glimt prediction, team news, lineups preview. Ruben Amorim will make his home debut as Manchester United manager when they welcome Norwegian champions Bodo/Glimt to Old Trafford in the Europa League on Thursday night. Given the difference in stature, history and financial strength between the two clubs, Bodo/Glimt remarkably find themselves above Man United at the halfway stage of the league phase. Match preview. The Amorim era began in slightly underwhelming fashion for Man United on Sunday, as they were held to a 1-1 draw by newly promoted Ipswich Town at Portman Road. Marcus Rashford's opener inside 82 seconds was the dream beginning for the new boss, but the game slipped away from them, and after Omari Hutchinson's leveler, it was not unfair to suggest that Ipswich had the better chances. Post-match, the manager stated that it will be a long and arduous road to the top for this Man United team, which is set to undergo huge changes over the next 9 months. For now, the focus will be on the Europa League, with Amorim dropping down from beating Manchester City 4-1 in the Champions League with Sporting Lisbon, in order to aim to drag Man United over the line to reach the knockouts. It took United until matchday 4 to get their first win of the league phase, beating PAOK 2-0 under Ruud van Nistelrooy, earning the club their first win in Europe for over 12 months. That has moved them up to 15th, and they now look on course to finish in the top 8, with Bodo/Glimt up next, before trips to Victoria Plzen and FCSB, as well as a home clash with Rangers. 4 wins would place them on 18 points, and that should be enough to progress in the top 8, but they are unlikely to be one of the highest seeds, given the form the likes of Lazio have shown so far. Bodo/Glimt will make just a second trip to England after a 3-0 loss to Arsenal in 2022-23 in what is set to be the biggest week in their history. Not only will they make the dream trip to play at Old Trafford in a European competition. The final day of the Eliteserien season is coming up at the weekend, and Bodo only need to beat Lillestrøm at home to seal the title. A 2-0 win over Odd at the weekend paired with Brand's defeat to Molde means spirits will be very high in the camp. But it may also be slightly overwhelming having 2 mammoth fixtures in the space of 3 days. Kjetil Knutson's side suffered a surprise matchday 4 defeat to Karabag last time out, which saw them lose for just the 5th time in 32 European home games, against a team that had no points and just 1 goal prior to that encounter. There are still plenty of reasons for optimism though, as that incredible home form continued on matchday 1 when they beat Porto, and despite often being poor travelers, Knutson's side took 4 points from trips to Braga and Union SG. So the Karabag defeat felt like a real missed opportunity. A result at Old Trafford appears very unlikely given United's home record in this competition, so Bodo will be targeting 3 or 4 points in their final 3 against Besiktas, Maccabi Tel Aviv and Nice, to ensure they get over the line in the top 24. Team news. All of Man United's injury problems come at centre-back currently, and it is unlikely any of them will return for this one. So Noussair Mazraoui and Johnny Evans may be forced to play in a back 3 either side of Matthijs de Ligt again. Lisandro Martinez's hip issue is not as serious as first feared, so he could return for the visit of Everton at the weekend, but Harry Maguire, Lenny Yaro and Victor Lindelof are slightly further away from a comeback. Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw both returned to the squad for the first time this season after lengthy setbacks at the weekend, with the latter coming off the bench late on, and both could get minutes here. Neither Kobbie Mainoo nor Manuel Ugarte were deemed fit enough to start against Ipswich, and will likely be kept in reserve again here, with the Everton game at the weekend taking higher priority. Bodo/Glimt will be without quintet Omar El Abdellaoui, Samuel Burakovsky, Daniel Bassi, got Vetti and Siver skied for their first ever encounter with Man United. It could be a busy evening again for goalkeeper Nikita Hykin, whose 24 saves in the opening 4 league phase games of the Europa League is higher than any other stopper. Patrick Berg has tried his best to lessen the flow of chances flying at Hykin's goal, with his 22 tackles and 12 interceptions both ranking as the highest of any player in the competition so far, and his presence could be vital again in the Bodo/Glimt midfield. Manchester United possible starting lineup: Onana, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Evans, Ahmad, Casemiro, Eriksen, Shaw, Antony, Højlund, Fernandes. Bodo/Glimt possible starting lineup: Hykin, Stovald, Nielsen, Jorduft, Jorken, Evgen, Berg, Saltens, Zinkernagel, Hogg, Hogi. We say, Manchester United 3-0 Bodo/Glimt. In a first-ever meeting with Norwegian opponents, Man United will seek to extend a phenomenal run of form in this competition at home, having lost just one of their last 26 here in the Europa League. Despite not being the best travellers, Bodo/Glimt have stunned Braga already in this campaign, but in arguably the biggest match in their history, it is unlikely they will cause an upset. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.